In this video, we will understand the meaning of the terms, okay, meanders and oxbow lakes. What are meanders and how oxbow lakes are formed? For this, you need to understand where are meanders and oxbow lake mainly formed. What happened when in the Himalayas rivers originate, the upper course of the river is quite steep. Here the water falls directly. The water falls straight down on the downwards. But what happened as it goes to the middle course and the lower course, in the middle and the lower course of the Himalayan rivers, the surface become little flat. So here the rivers, what do they do? Instead of coming straight on the ground, they form meanders. Okay, what happened in the middle and the lower course of the Himalaya? The surface become little flat here. Up it is a steep slope, down there is a gentle slope. So the middle and the lower course is how, suppose this is the Himalaya, the mighty river. What happened as it is coming down, here the slope becomes what? It becomes, here the surface become little flat. Okay, if you see, this appears to be a flat surface, it's not a complete flat surface. So here the river falls straight, and in the middle course and the lower course, what happened? Middle and the lower course, what happens? Here the river forms what? Meanders. It forms these curves and flow in the towards the northern plains. Okay, it forms these curves and it flows towards the northern plains. So these curves of the river, they are known as what? Meanders. Okay, they are known as what? These curves, these loops which are formed, they are known as meanders. Okay, now what are these oxbow lakes? Sometimes what happens, instead of following the same passage, instead of flowing through the same path, sometimes the rivers, they change their course. Instead of taking this curve, they flow and they join the other part of the river. Okay, sometimes what happen, the rivers, they change their course. Instead of following that same pattern, they start flowing from middle and join the other loop. So what happened, this part of the river, now what happened, due to this formation of the new path, this path gets separated. Okay, and when it drifts away, further drifts away, what happened? Oxbow lakes are formed, because now the water, instead of flowing through this part, is now flowing directly to this region and flowing downwards. So this meander, this loop gets cut off. Okay, it gets separated, moves apart with time, and later on what is formed? Oxbow lakes are formed. So oxbow lakes are simply the curves which cut, these curves, they are cut by the river, the flowing river, and what happened with time, it gets drifted away from the main river, and these oxbow lakes are formed. Is it clear? So oxbow lakes are formed from the curves of the river, the meanders. Okay, suppose I repeat once again, these are the meanders. So what happens, sometimes instead of following the same curve, the river flows directly and it joins this part of the river, and this part of the river gets separated, it gets drifted away, and oxbow lakes are formed.